All right, everybody, welcome back. We are ready for another deep dive, and today we're taking on Squid Game Season 3 theories.
Oh, yeah.
Based on, what we saw in Season 2.
Let's buckle up.
Some really wild stuff. We're going to talk about some of the hidden details and clues. You ready?
Absolutely. I think it's so interesting that they really seem to have planted these things there in plain sight.
Right.
Almost like a challenge to the viewers, to figure this stuff out.
It's like a big puzzle box.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack this puzzle box a little bit. First off, let's talk about the holding area where the players would await their fate and all the stick figure drawings on the wall.
Yes.
Those seemingly simple sketches could actually hold the key to like a brutal new game.
Yeah, they're swinging figures. They immediately make you think of a monkey bar obstacle course, right? But not your average playground equipment. Imagine a course suspended high above a deadly drop. And the players are not only battling exhaustion and fear, but they're also having to watch out for sabotage from the other players.
Right.
So many different things going on.
That is so chilling.
Yeah.
It makes you think about the psychology of it, too. I mean,
Right.
One wrong move, one slip of the hand, and it's game over.
Absolutely. And the psychological impact of that kind of pressure, could be devastating. We've already seen how these games really push people to their breaking points.
Right. Yeah.
Forcing them to confront their deepest fears and make choices that they never thought they would have to make.
It's such a crazy formula
Mm-hmm.
because you have this hope, right? But at the same time, you have this threat of death. It's brilliant, but it's brutal.
Keeps you on the edge of your seat.
So speaking of clues that have sparked a lot of speculation, I want to get into that giant checkerboard pattern, black and white, the one that has everybody kind of baffled.
Yes.
With the cross-like figures, it's equal parts intriguing and terrifying.
I mean, what could it mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on there? Well, I'll tell you. There are two kind of main theories that have emerged online.
Yeah.
One is a literal human chess game.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the players would be the pieces. Imagine that.
Yeah, that takes human pawns to a whole new level.
Right. So you have this game of strategy, and sacrifice playing out on this grand scale where every single move could mean life or death.
But would they have agency? Or would the game masters be the ones dictating all their movements?
It's a very interesting concept, right?
Yeah.
The potential there for strategic brilliance,
Right.
but also utter chaos is just enormous. Just imagine the alliances that could be formed, the betrayals, the agonizing decisions as players are realizing that they are literally sacrificing each other to advance in the game.
Oh, man. So messed up. It would be a true testament to the show's exploration of human nature, though.
Right.
But let's not forget about that second theory, the one that's equally intriguing and maybe even more terrifying.
The deadly game of squares.
Yeah.
It's simpler, but no less chilling. Imagine a giant board where if you land on the wrong square, it's instant elimination.
So less strategy, more luck.
Right, a heart-stopping test of just pure luck and survival instincts.
Yeah, I can already picture the players scrambling to avoid those fatal squares. It'll be a spectacle, that's for sure.
For sure. And it just taps into our primal fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
That sense of helplessness when you're just faced with, arbitrary fate.
Right. Speaking of unsettling, I got to bring up that mid-credits scene from Season 2, the red light, green light doll, hanging out with a new doll named Chil Soo, right by a set of train tracks.
Yeah.
I've seen online people saying this is a reference to Jack and Jill.
Right. It's a popular theory, but when you consider how much this show is rooted in Korean culture, I don't think that tracks.
Yeah, it does feel like there's something deeper there to that scene. I mean, the train tracks, the changing times of day, it feels symbolic, like a journey.
Right. And that visual imagery, along with the element of time, really makes you think of a game that involves movement, progression, maybe even like a race against the clock.
Okay, so if it's not Jack and Jill, what do you think? What clues can we get from that scene?
Well, there's this other theory that I think makes a little more sense and aligns better with the visuals, and it's actually a Korean children's game.
Okay.
Called Dong 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 Demon.
Dong Dong Demon.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's this game where players try to pass through an archway that's formed by two other players while this rhyme is being sung.
Okay.
When the rhyme ends, the archway closes and anyone who didn't make it through is trapped.
Oh, wow. That's pretty sinister for a children's game.
Right.
I could see how that would work as a Squid Game challenge.
Yeah, so imagine the two dolls are like the gatekeepers of the archway.
Okay.
The train tracks represent the path that the players have to navigate.
Yeah.
And then the changing times of day, like you said, that element of time really suggests there's a time limit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And knowing the creators, they would probably throw in some extra twists, like maybe some surprise obstacles or even just psychological tricks to disorient the players.
Oh, yeah. For sure. And remember, this is a game that the creator himself has said could potentially be the most exciting game of the entire series.
Whoa.
That's a bold statement.
Okay. All right. We are on the edge of our seats now.
Yeah.
But we're just getting started. There are more hidden clues lurking in Season 2, and we're going to dissect them all.
Absolutely.
Right after, yeah.
We have to.
Yeah, we just got to keep going.
Yeah.
This is too good.
So good. And you know those stick figures we were talking about in the holding area, those drawings?
Yeah.
Well, they might actually have more to them
Really?
than we first realized.
You're telling me there's more to unpack here. I thought we had the monkey bars thing all figured out.
Yeah, well, some of the figures, if you look closely, some of them are like piggybacking on each other. It could just be a random detail, or what if it's actually a clue to a game where they have to like rely on each other physically, carrying each other, you know, to survive.
Wow. Talk about trust issues right there.
Right? Like literally carrying each other's weight.
Would you really risk your life for someone else like that?
Right. Especially when, you know, only one person gets to win.
It's so crazy.
It would be so interesting to see just that exploration of human nature. Like, are you going to be selfish, or are you going to, you know, show some empathy and sacrifice?
It's such a cool concept. And think about it physically, too. I mean, someone small and agile, that might be an advantage, right?
Right.
But you're going to need a strong partner to carry you. Someone larger, they've got the strength.
But maybe not the agility.
Right, they're going to need someone, you know, nimble to kind of guide them.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I love this. It's like we're already getting a glimpse of all the different alliances and rivalries we might see in Season 3.
Yeah.
It's all about survival, but the choices you make, too, when you're faced with those impossible odds.
Okay, let's go back to that checkerboard pattern for a minute.
Okay, yeah,
We talked about the two main theories, right?
Yeah.
Human chess, deadly squares.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help but think there's got to be more to it.
Yeah, I was thinking about this too. Those cross-like figures on the black squares.
Yeah. What are those about?
They feel symbolic, like almost a warning sign.
Yeah, and some people online think that they look like gravestones.
Oh, wow.
Which would make sense, right?
Yeah.
A little grim reminder.
It's like the consequences.
Make the wrong move, you're done.
Yeah. So, are we thinking more human chess?
Right.
Where people are eliminated when their piece is captured?
Yeah.
Or deadly hopscotch, where, you know, you step on the wrong square.
Right. And you're out. I don't know, it could be either or both.
It could be both.
They could be combination.
Right. I wouldn't put it past the creators, right?
Yeah.
They love to just flip everything on its head.
Yeah.
Imagine you have to think strategically, like in chess, trying to anticipate the other player's moves.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to be quick on your feet.
Right. You got to move.
Agile. Avoid those squares.
Mental and physical.
It's just that element of surprise is what makes it so compelling.
Right.
You never know what's going to happen.
And speaking of details, do you remember how that checkerboard pattern, it seemed like it was mirrored?
You know, I noticed that, but I couldn't figure out what it meant.
Well, some fans online are saying
Okay.
it could be a hint
Okay.
to a game involving, like, doubles or mirrors.
Bro.
Like mirror on the wall,
Yeah.
but like super twisted.
What if you have to battle against an identical copy of yourself?
Right. Like how freaky would that be?
That's so messed up.
And you're just kind of, you know, forced to question your own identity.
Yeah.
Self-preservation versus self-destruction, you know?
Oh, man. My mind is officially blown right now. We've got monkey bars, we've got human chess, deadly squares, mirror games.
It's a lot.
What else is out there? What other nightmarish possibilities are lurking in those clues?
Well, let's go back to that mid-credit scene again.
Okay, yeah.
With the dolls, with the train tracks.
Uh-huh.
We know it's probably not Jack and Jill.
Right.
We think it could be Dong 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 Demon.
Yeah.
But there's still some details there that we need to unpack.
Yes. Give me all your insights.
Okay, so remember how the train tracks seem to stretch into the distance? So, like,
Yeah.
suggesting this journey, this path that the players would have to navigate.
Yeah, it wasn't just a static background. It felt like something was going to happen there.
Right. And then remember the changing times of day?
Yeah.
Bright sunlight, twilight, to dark, almost as if they're visually representing a ticking clock.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Like a time limit.
Right. Like they have to get somewhere before it gets dark.
Before nightfall.
Or else,
Elimination.
Right. And the dolls were right next to a railroad crossing. What if those flashing lights at the crossing, are part of the game somehow?
Could be like a twisted red light, green light, where you got to try and cross the tracks and avoid the dolls.
Oh, that'd be so good.
The tension.
The adrenaline rush.
Oh, I love it. And this is all just based on a small little glimpse.
Right.
We're just speculating here.
That is.
But the creators, they have a way of just taking these seemingly simple games and making them into something just horrifying.
Yeah, for sure.
It keeps us coming back for more.
It's so true.
There's one detail about this game that I find really intriguing. Remember those 3 figures in the scene?
Oh, yeah.
2 standing by the dolls.
Uh-huh.
1 kind of crossing the tracks.
Yeah.
What if that's a clue to how many players are involved in each round?
Interesting. So you're thinking groups of 3?
Yeah.
Oh, that adds a lot.
Yeah.
Strategically.
Do you trust your teammates?
Do you work together? Do you sabotage?
Right.
What do you do?
It would be fascinating to watch.
Group dynamic.
Under pressure.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
it would be crazy. I have a feeling they're going to throw in a lot of twists to make these decisions even more agonizing.
Oh, for sure. But what if it's not just about teamwork and betrayal,
Okay.
What if it's about something even deeper?
Okay.
Something more thematic, like about connection and humanity.
Okay. I like where this is going. What are you thinking?
Remember, the show, it's not just about survival.
Right.
It's also about the bonds we form with each other.
Yeah.
Those relationships that get us through even in the toughest times.
It's true. Some of the most heartbreaking moments were when those friendships and alliances are formed amidst all the violence and chaos.
Right, exactly. So what if this new game,
Okay.
the train track game,
Yeah.
what if it's designed to, test those bonds
Oh, wow.
and force the players to make these choices that could either, strengthen or break those connections?
That's a really interesting take.
Yeah.
It would add so much weight to it.
Right.
The stakes are higher.
Way higher than just surviving, right?
Yeah.
We're talking your soul.
Oh, man. You gave me a lot to think about.
We're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
There's one more thing from that mid-credit scene that we need to talk about.
Bring it on. I'm ready.
All right, so remember how in that mid-credit scene,
Yeah.
the red light, green light doll, she's holding hands
Uh-huh.
with Chil-soo.
Yeah.
What if
Correct.
they're not just hanging out?
Okay, yeah.
What if that's a clue to an actual game?
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Like a game of red light, green light,
Yeah.
but with 2 dolls.
Oh my gosh. Double the danger.
Double the danger.
That's terrifying.
Imagine, right? You gotta watch out for both of them.
You gotta be so aware of your surroundings.
At the same time.
And strategizing, okay, if this one moves, this one probably won't move. I can get a couple steps in.
Peripheral vision is gonna have to be on point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love it. And, it makes sense.
Right.
Thematically.
Yeah.
Because the show is all about, doubling down on these themes.
Right, the stakes are higher.
Right.
The consequences are more severe.
And those relationships.
Yeah.
They're going to be tested.
Tested even more than before.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have. We've gone through so many theories.
Monkey bars, human chess, train tracks, double red light, green light.
It's mind-blowing.
It is.
How much they fit into season 2.
And that's why this show is just so good.
Right.
It keeps you thinking.
You gotta rewatch it multiple times.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Pick up on all the little details.
So many details, so many layers. I don't even know if we, scratched the surface.
Right.
And the fact that it's all rooted in Korean culture just adds this extra layer of depth.
Yeah. It gives you something else to kind of dive into.
Right. And it just shows you the power of storytelling.
Right.
How a show like this can really make you think about stuff.
Yeah. It can introduce you to new cultures and just broaden your understanding of the world.
Okay. So, dear listener, if you haven't already, I think we can all agree, go rewatch season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled for those clues.
You never know what you might pick up on now.
Now that you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
You might be surprised.
Absolutely. And don't be shy about sharing your own theories.
Oh, yeah.
The online community is amazing. It's so active.
Yeah. It's really cool to see everybody just come together and be like, what's going on?
Like a big puzzle, that we're all trying to solve together.
I love it.
All right, so I think
So are we ready?
we're ready for season 3.
Yeah.
I am so ready. But until then, let's just keep those theories coming.
Yeah.
Keep brainstorming.
Keep your eyes peeled, and who knows
Oh.
what crazy, twisted games they're going to come up with.
What's next?
Yeah, what is next?
Can't wait to see what happens.
I